Ah, god damn it. I meant to do that. Had not meant to do that. Error. Error. Again, there we go. Right, so... Where's the thing? We've been straight for about 6 seconds. Huzzah! So... Raise the wedge from extra characters, and also I've got to do some minor tinkering. Bear with, because I've got to just do some adjustments here. I've got too many screens open and too much minor tinkering to do. Bear with. Touching dragons half more than 5 seconds at a time, it will spit fire at you. Could be interesting. Could be. Certainly. I will put that forward to the people in charge of Riichi Mahjong and see what they suggest, though I imagine that might be difficult on an automatic table. I mean, generally those things are made of wood and you don't got delicate mechanisms inside and magnets. I don't think that's necessarily the sort of thing you want a lot of fire around. That being said, fireballs and explosions do make everything better. Okay, and we're gone straight into a game here. We are 140 ranking points away from hitting our second danship, which is where we want to be. Also, sound is off. That's better. Okay, so we begin. We are Westwind. We have 2 door in opening hands. We have 5, 6, 7 Sanshikyu as a potential option. And I'm going to try and explain things in English as much as I can. So what I mean by Sanshikyu is a 3 color straight, so i.e. the same 5, 6, 7 suit in each of the 3. Stupid commercial thingy, yes. Unfortunately, my videos are monetized. I apologize. Okay, so North Call by the West Wind. It's not necessarily something that's going to help him, but he could be building towards a Chanter or just a Toy Toy. Lots of quick attacks going on. And I'm going to evade for the moment. What's going on half the time is that basically... Oh dear. Oh dear. I will at some stage, because it is one of my Patreon things, that I will eventually make an explains video. It's looking doubtful, but still. Okay, so that's a deal in. It was a Honitsu with Red Dragon, and that was it. What's the second? I missed that. Oh yeah, pair of East, but I'm not with it at the moment. Okay, we are starting with a dealer. We have 2 East in our opening hand. This is a hand to attack with, if we can. So we get rid of West, which is now basically useless to us. So we have all 3 dragons in our opening hand. If we can get a pair of the red for Dora dragons, that would be amazing dealer turn. And there is definite positional progression available. Unfortunately, I've just dumped that. Dumping that 8 has proved to backfire on me, but hey. Okay, well, let's come back round. We'll dot the 1 dot at this stage. We'll keep both the dragons. I mean, in theory, this is safe, but... Watch this on. Baffled. Honestly, if you feel you want to ask questions, you know, indeed, that's what I want. If you want to ask questions, feel free to. I will try and explain as best as I can, and if I can't do it, there are various people in the chat who might be able to help you. Oh, okay. Here we go. So many good things. So many good things. Unfortunately, are either of them going to get played?
Each.
Possibly. Possibly. Do I risk it? I don't risk it yet. We'll get rid of the 1, 2.
Dong.
Okay, I went straight on the Suji for that, but... I figured that was a reasonably safe tile. It wasn't. Richipatsu 2 Dora. No, 2 Dora? No, Richipatsu 7 pairs, actually. Just unfortunate it was 7 pairs on the Suji trap. It's whether you have an interest in it or not, in all fairness. And If you don't, you don't. And that's just the way this goes. That, yeah, troll weight. It was a good attack. Regardless of whether that was a risky tile or not, it was probably what I was going to play regardless. It was a tile that progressed myself towards my Hanneman. Well, Hanneman minimum, actually. It probably couldn't have gone too much beyond there, but... right, White Dragon as well. So we're down a fair number of points, but it's still only an East 3.
Each.
That being said, there's some very fast progression going on. Okay, we'll play it safe for the moment. It's still early enough that I don't want to deal into anything huge, and while it is early and likely to be quite cheap, I can't afford a free Hun deal in at this stage, if I can avoid doing it. Likely is the 9 to be safe on that front. Probably not very. We'll go for the early Suji.
Gong.
Oh, geez, not my day. Reach only. If I'm going to deal into a hand, I prefer it to be reach only. I say, one of these days, I do plan on playing some of the Mahjong PS2 games. If I can get the emulator stuff working and I can actually translate some of it, I would love to do the Tetsuya ones. Right, Red Dragon. I kind of need to counterattack now in some way, shape, or form here, but nobody's really pulled ahead. I've got 2 people just above the 30,000 line, which is the minimum required to end the game. But I have so many closed and edge weights to pull yet. White Dragon, which is live on the 4th discard, but probably had to be done. Okay, that's just... my luck is not in. Not in the slightest right now. Absolute best, and I'm still miles away from this, but I could go for a... Okay, I'm kind of pushing it a little, but I'm thinking possibly a Chancer here, or a Junchan at least. Well, actually, Junchan would be better, but... Junchan, by the way, all outside hands, so 1 and 9 in each of my sets of frees and my pairs. Chancer is just... it's the same thing, but I'm allowed to have pairs or triplets of the honor tiles. I have no clue. I'm probably going to have 2. But depending on it. But if they're going this quickly, I might squeeze a 3rd in. Individually, there's nothing wrong with that. And as I always said, if you discard the first white, you might as well just get rid of a second, because it's going to do far more damage. It's a definite safe tile, almost certainly. Aww. I also have a Sanchiku, potentially. Junchan Sanchiku Ipeiko would be huge. Let's dump my 2-4 here. Manzi tiles, not massively cheap, but... I should probably got rid of the 1 dot rather than the 4, but... I have my plan for a comeback hand, and let's see what we can do with it. There are still enough 8s for me to get the Peiko. Giving out the Junchan there, because I need a pair regardless, so the 2s will do. East. one has been played. I don't think I should play this. Now, the hand's still a mess and we're in the third row. This is fold territory. In fact, we probably passed fold territory around here. So I would have had my pair of ones if I'd gone the other way around as well. Oh, I'm far too far away for Chitoitsu. Okay, there's the 8. 9 should be safe. At least to my left. I'm not sure it's definitely safe across. What do I have that's definite? I have the 8. That does give me 4 pairs, but I'm miles away from it, so... East is also safe, though not necessarily a safe tile. Just safe against a reach. I'd love some help here. That'll do for now. Self-draw. He was waiting on a 5-8 dot. And that's a good hand for me. Like that, unfortunately... Well, it does even up the game slightly, but it does put me further behind the game. So I am now 12,000 points behind third, but only 14,000 from the lead, so... Swings and roundabouts here. I have 2 Dora in my opening hand. But again, a bit of a dodgy waiting situation here. If I can draw the 7 man or and the 8 dot, then maybe I'm in with a chance of something here. Okay, 6 dots helpful, but not helping me right this moment. There's a pair of 1s that have gone. Oh, problems. Alright, there's the first 8. Unfortunately, I can't call it. That's useful. That might open the hand up a little bit. Let's dump in 9. Yeah. I pushed dragons because I'm in last place. I need to push something. So dragons 2 Dora is fine for me. Let's think about this a bit. Still need a pair, of course, and I'd like to get this 5 dot in the hand for the free hand, but... Okay, there we go. So I've got some slight connections. I've got cold material here. If I compare... Yes! Okay, now if I were to get the 6 dot, I could call that and be on a 6-9. Dragon 2 Dora. I could even call the 7 now if it came up. These rounds you have to be very aggressive in, usually. More aggressive than I like to be, if I'm honest. But... Okay, there's a bit on here. Suji, 6-9. Fortunately, there's only 6s left. Could get into a 6. No, that'd be for a 10. Ah, god darn it. I'm being screwed by Suji traps. 2,000 only, but... Right, 17,000 behind the game now. Push the dragon. I don't know. I can see that. Alright, so people are trying to rush the game a bit. The good news is nobody's at the 30,000 mark, which does always put on the back of my mind if I can do it. If I can make a slight comeback. Well, we shall see. I think I need my favourite Yaku right now. Fortunately, it's not in dots, which would be awesome, but... Alternatively, I could go the full Chinitsu with this. It's a good plan. Right, Red Dragon's couple have been played. No, I'm still 4 away from even the Honitsu is a bit odd now. I have to get rid of a South, really.
Chi.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go for the Chinitsu.
Sumo.
And there's my Chinitsu gone. Goodness is I lose less points than you, and this is a huge hand. Bye, man. So the game is now out of my control now, and he's just going to try and knock me out as much as he can here. This is my last real shot at getting anything out of this game. So, what are we working with? It's not terrible. Not terrible in the slightest, but it's not quick. Might stretch to Chanter, but that'd be a bit of a silly wait, really. They don't call me Mr. Speedy for nothing. I won an award at work. Thankfully, I've had some luck. Do I push this? I was tempted to push that, but I'm not going to. I just need a hand. Anything. Okay. How to play this one. I think we'll get rid of the 2-4. Hope to get a 7. Or an 8 and possibly get myself into 3 triplet things here. But... I could draw another 9. That would help me out a lot. That would also be very useful, but we won't do it. Nice. Okay, so I'm 1 from Tenpai. And if I draw a 7, it'd be pin 2 as well. So, reach pin 2 dealer.
Chi.
Wrong 7. I'm still gonna go with this because if I can get the, it's still possible for me to do this. South as well. I don't say this is doomed. If I can get the win from this, I know this guy to my left of me is probably pushing Chancer as well, but okay, 1 from Tenpai.
Wrong.
I had 5 tiles that got me to Tenpai and just Alright, so I have 2 hands to get myself into 3rd place. New goal. I'd have taken for a 10 reach. I needed something. Even just a bluff of the for a 10 reach would have been it. I needed to hit Tenpai and it just did not happen. Okay, I've got a 1-2-3 Sanchikyu here. Need a Mungan. No, true. But even if it just ended with me getting another dealer turn, I'd have taken that, the way the game's been going. What do your notes say so far, other than confused? Or Shadow is very unlucky. Okay, come on. 2-man, and I'm basically there. There's even the possible Itsu. But that would mean giving up the Sanchi. I suppose it's 2 Han either way. Oh, double Dora. Okay, screw it. Screw it. We're gonna... I need to draw something for a pair. I have been very unlucky here. I've just hit double Dora, though. Okay, I need to pair up either the 8 or the 9, ideally, though there's no more 8s left. But if I were to draw a 7, then I can go 2-sided 6-9. Yeah. Pinfu 2 Dora would be amazing right now. That would be enough to take it from the dealer.
Riichi.
Extra 1,000 points on the board. I need this if it comes. Pair of 6s. That means I'm waiting on the 7 only. 2 tiles he's played.
Riichi.
I've got to go for it. This is a bad way. I'm waiting 7 dot only. There's 2 of those left.
Riichi.
And there's 3 reaches up. If he deals in, I'd be that would just help me out a lot. Seven dots, sir.
Wrong.
From the right target as well. Direct hit. Come on, Urudura. 1 Urudura. Mungan. And the free and reach 6 as well puts me into 3rd. I try not to think about things like that at this point. Thinking does not help you. Okay, South 4. 8,100 to get into 2nd place and give myself a positive result at the end of this silly nonsense of a game. And the hand's not terrible. Getting to Mungan is a little trickier, I think, because there's only Dora going for me, but... that's certainly useful. Do I go for the Sanchiku route here? I think I pushed... yeah. There's still a 6, 7, 8 Sanchiku one, which would be Sanchiku, Reach... Sanchiku, Reach, Sumo, I think, would overtake him. So that's what I'm aiming for right now. And because I'm aiming for that, I'm actually going to toss the 3 here. I might still be able to develop this into Pinfu. But I know what I want to get out of this hand now.
Home.
1s are gone. Well, if I have to, I have the... well, it's not pin to actually. It's double. It's reach only if I do this. I could get rid of the Norths. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Norths now. South is a bit of a dodgy tile.
Home.
Actually, North across the board is interesting. So he's probably on a Honitsu or something cheap and easy to get to. Now a triplet of the 8s. Tenhou. Reach Tenhou. Or... oh, South hasn't been played. He's looking likely for his on it too. I may go for this and just see if I can get the direct hit in a bit. But South has not been played yet. I also have the option of counting the 8s if it comes to it. I need somebody to risk the door of South. If I were to draw a 1-4, I'd go into a South weight, wouldn't I? Yeah, I would. So the South weight is a potential interesting last resort here. 2 Dora. Plus Reach is free Han, and that's what I need. I could have gone for that, but I wouldn't have had a Yaku because I'm using the South. It's an evolving puzzle with more and more information each time, and just... It is. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going up top, actually, but... It's my one probable way to get to Tenpai here. I will call for it if it comes to it. Well, you've missed me debating some things. South Door of Doom. I'm looking at the dealer there. I don't know why I'm necessarily thinking the dealer's in Tenpai, but he has the 2 calls. If he's got South and that, he's basically ridiculous level of win. In fact, actually, if he's got the triplet of Souths, it's probably in my... It probably wouldn't be the end of the world if he were to win, as long as he were to get a direct hit off of the player to my left.
Dong.
That being said, the player to my right just ends the game. So I finish 3rd. No pluses or minuses. So we end 260. Still at the same 260 we started this off with, and we shall go straight into another game. And I'm just looking at a thing. I have 2 messages. Oh yeah, it's just because I bought a thing on Steam. Okay. So, game 2 of the night. In fairness, I would have taken 3rd from that, because I had a lot of really silly luck at the start of that. One hand, I managed to pull myself back into things, so hopefully this next game will go slightly smoother. But it was looking a bit critical at one stage. Okay, 2 second dans and a 3rd dan versus Mark Fu. Beginning as dealer, and this is not looking terrible. Just looking interesting here. This is probably a push for Chanter. East Chanter is what I'm thinking here. There is the Kokushi option. So I am kind of stretching that one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm miles away from that, actually. Konrito Toy Toy is definitely on. However, I'm actually going to go aggressive.
Gee.
Call that. Toss the West for now. And just push the quick Chanter while I'm dealer. Please don't. No, I wasn't going for that just yet. But if I can get, obviously I still need this, but if I can get Chanter as well while I'm at it. Okay, I'm 1 from Tenpai. East or 1s will get me there, though the East obviously is more valuable for me. Make it open chance of free Han if I get the East. If not, I'm just going to have the single Chanter Yaku, which is as dealer I'll take for a starting hand.
リーチ
Go with that for the moment. That's going to make the 6 a little tricky to discard, though it was his first, so he might not have anything near it. We hope. We certainly do hope now. He's also the North Wind, which is a bugger because I've just drawn that.
スモ
Self-drawn. So that puts me into last place, but it's only a freehand hand. Could have been better, could have been worse. I'll certainly take that from the start, and at least it wasn't anything stupid. Okay, we have one door in there. We have one door now. Pin 2, one door we would take. And if I can pair up a 9s, actually, that's even better. Wrong 9s, but I'm not going to complain too much. I get the Peiko. Nah, that's fine. Yeah, so pair up the 9s, get myself into a Ipeiko Pinfu style thingamajig. Though it's going to be actually awkward to get the Ipeiko with this current layout. Okay. Let's dump the 4 here. So we're now approaching Tenpai, which would be Ipeiko Dora 1. Yeah, we'll keep what we got there. So 5 or 7. The worst thing for us to do right now is draw that last 7 ourselves, really, because that then puts us into a single weight on either the 7 or the 5 for 2 really unlikely tiles. Though I've got a double Suji thing for that. If I were to draw the last 7, then that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for me. It's a shame I've not been able to push this into Junchan, but... Oh, jeez. Just drawing all the wrong tiles right now. But the 7s are all out. I know where all the 8s and 9s are, so... If I'd gone Sozu, I probably would have had it looking at this. Yeah, because I'd have kept the 4s, I'd have gone that way around, but we made our decision.
リーチ C
Okay, there's the attack. Green Dragon is thankfully safe against top.
Eat.
Pursuit Reach. I only have a single weight I can go on anyway, so best to put the pressure on. We have the Suji thing kind of up. But again, 7s are something you don't normally play around this time.
Long.
Yeah. It was probably worth a gamble. He went for similar style hands, so either way, we'd got the same points. So I'm not going to bemoan that too much. It was ambitious, but 4774 is a Tenhou open lobby, and it's notorious for being a bit silly. Actually, because they don't play rankings. Okay, so I'm back in the similar position I was last time we were doing this. In last place and trying to claw something back. I also discarded West, which is my own win to start with, which is a habit I usually end up doing. Which I would like to claim on tiredness, but we all know it isn't. It's just the way I tend to play this game these days. Okay, toss that. So we've got a couple of closed weights, which are... sorry, edge weights, which are a bit annoying for us. Still, 7 progresses this quite nicely. And whichever way we go with it, we're probably going to have... Yeah, we'll do that. Get rid of the more risky tile right now. Save the 8 for a little later. Hope I don't end up drawing a 6 or anything that can progress it.
Riichi.
Okay, speaking of progression, we have that. I have one definite safe tile against him. And we got a pair, so that's actually quite convenient. So now whether the 8 will pass, which is probably one of the more dodgy tiles I could throw against him. It goes, though. I'm in last place, so I'm going to have to take a few risks here. South is probably okay at the moment. The downside is the 5 man I'm going to have to discard for Tenpai in a moment. Unless I were to get rid of the 3 and hope for 2 passes later. Maybe. Yeah, we already know the 8's fine. At least against him. It might not be fine against other people at this stage. Seven dot is fine. Nice. There's plenty of sort of guide sites to help you out with that, though. Okay. Reach 1 Dora and 1 Uradura as dealer. That is basically Mungan. And hey, let's push somebody quite close to me. Well, I only get to usually play on the weekends, so these Fridays are mostly when I end up playing. If I can get some games in the week, I like to, but normally I'm playing sort of silly 2-player stuff with Vanna if I'm going to do anything. Understanding Japanese is a little bit of a tricky side, but again, there's guides for how things go. This hand is not terrible as it goes. In fact, this hand is really not terrible at all. It's not worth a lot of points, but it's certainly not terrible. This actually could be rather good. Okay, color me intrigued by this. So I'm thinking there might actually be a lot more value in this hand the way it's going. If I can pair up one of these, would be ideal, I think. That puts me into Tenpai. Not going to call for it. Going to hold off for the moment. Possibly get the Ipeiko in on a single weight, maybe, but, you know. I've done sillier things. In fact, I can get rid of the 1, so. In fact, I can either go for the closed Ipeiko or I can go for the 4-6 Pinfu. Ipeiko Gloriousness. I'm tempted to call that, but I'm not going to. Hatsu.
Riichi.
Reach Ipeiko. I suppose I could have gone for the 5 and got for a 3-6, which might have been a better weighting pattern. But I'm a bit behind, so I'm willing to take the risk on the points.
Dong.
Ipatsu against the person in close proximity to where I was. No Uradura, but that's a lot of points swing back. Puts me into 3rd place again. And it moves me a step closer to being dealer. Okay, was tempted, but no, that's not the time to call that. Yeah, thinking about it, Pinfu might have been still the better way to go, really, because I think I would have still got the value from it. You passed it with that weight, indeed.
Chi.
Yeah, it was not expected. But I've had moments where I'm filled with jam, and that was definitely one of them. Okay. I'm having a lot of tiles I can potentially call on, which is depressingly killing this side of the weight, really. But plenty of safe tiles for later.
Riichi.
Plenty of safe tiles I suddenly need. Well, it was a triplet of the ones, really, and, you know. Me thinking after the hand at this stage. Concentration is starting to go. Northwind is 2 played. I suppose Sandskew is potentially on. 2 is likely safe. 3 might not be, though. I can give me some indications, actually. That'd be very nice of him. Okay. Let's just toss for 2 for the moment. Do I attack this? I'm half tempted to attack this.
Chi.
Downside is 9 dot is going to be really risky. South window is fine. But eventually I'm going to have to toss that 9 dot. I'll get rid of it there. I may just fold this now. Yeah, there is the situational side of it, though. This is my direct rival for last place, and I really can't afford to not let him score a big win. Arguably, by throwing myself into it, I'm doing worse job, but, you know. If you didn't like that, this you're not going to like either.
Dong.
Yeah. That's fair. Nah, I fully concede that was entirely my bad. Should not have happened. But I'm the one playing right now. Also, I'm going to point this out here. Really, I figured that was going to be a hand anyway. So it was worth trying to try and secure a win myself. But, you know.
Home.
Doesn't make it any less a bad move. I will concede that. It happens. It's going to happen. Don't think there's an easy way to stopping that, really. Well, I can stop playing Mahjong, of course, but, you know, that'd just be silliness. Anyway. Back to recovery.
Home.
Yeah, that's a sign recovery's going well. South. Not been played, actually. Let's toss the 8, though. I'm teaching you how to lose.
Home.
I think, honestly, I am definitely losing. I don't think I can justify that I'm not. Against free calls, probable Titoitsu, though. There are very definite madness situations going on. What not to do, indeed.
Home. Dong.
Well, this has gone from bad to Wibble. In fact, we've gone beyond Wibble with this, I think. Okay, so what's my counterattack plan of doom here? Khan the 6s, get lucky, profit. Dora Dragons. Okay, I do not deserve this luck. I do not deserve the amount of luck that has just been given to me now.
Chi.
Okay, West Wind. I'm not going to deny it if it wants to appear. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to deny the thing. I think Sananko is more likely, but we'll see. And of course, I would call that dragon if it comes up, so... Okay, one from Tenpai. We have a free Dora hand, at least. Which is a nice, encouraging place to start with. And if I do get an opportunity to calm that 6, I'm going to do it. Well, actually, I probably won't if it comes from other players, but, you know. If I draw number 5, that's potentially interesting. I might just go south and see.
Riichi.
Do we come from here with 2,000 points? Yes, we probably do. I don't know much else to lose, really, so... Yeah, I really don't have a lot else to lose. I'm going to have to discard something. Okay, over 9s.
Sumo.
God damn it. Right, that's game. I think we'll do one more and then we'll call that, but that's now dropped me massively off of that, hasn't it? Still above the 200 mark, so I'm still better off than when I first came to this, but clearly I need to hit myself over the head a few times and get some concentration going before we continue playing this. Not that we're going to. Everybody likes Dora. Also, bear with. Okay. So, last hand for tonight, I think. If I win, I can still end myself with a higher score than what I started the night at, which would be nice. It's not likely, but it will be nice. Apparently I hadn't clicked the button. That helps too when I click the button for things. Okay, Mark Fu starting in north. Clearly need coffee. Now, I've got to get to bed shortly afterwards and I've got to be up in the morning, so I can't have coffee. Not right now, anyway. We shall see. I don't think I can claim bad luck when I'm playing this badly, in fairness. It's not as bad as I did last time. Yeah, let's toss for North Wind for now. Okay, overall this isn't a bad hand a lot of ways here. I could do with getting that free so obviously, but I'm already in Tempai. I'm going to hold off for the moment.
Boom.
Yeah, still going to hold off for the moment because I might be able to still get this into a Tenhou Pinfu. No. Nah, we're going to hold off just this moment. I'm reach once I got a hand. Oh, we reach on discard 7 at least.
Boom. Each.
Okay, so what do I want to do here? Get rid of the free. I suppose it makes a difference, actually. Reach is guarding for 7. I still got the option of self-drawing for the Khan. Okay. There we go then.
Long.
So reach, 1 Dora. And it's upgraded to Mungan as well on the double. Okay, Mungan start. Could not ask for anything better than that, really. I didn't expect to get it, I mean. Ooh, pair of green dragons as well. This is where my luck appears to be a bit more in. Red dragon's been played, so we'll get rid of 1. Now, I could have called that in advance, but my hand still requires a lot of closed weights right now, so I'm happy to just hold off. I now have the 5, 6, 7 Sanchikyu on, so we shall see. Can I draw enough 6s? I kind of want to lock in the Sanchikyu here, so I'm going to break that apart. Gives me a potential free-sided thing to wait with here. Still need a pair, which I prefer to be the 2 of the 3 right now.
Boom.
Okay, north calls south. Okay, that's fine.
Pom.
Okay, we'll break up this.
Chi.
Okay, that was a Suji thing there that ultimately didn't work. The 5 is safe. And he's definitely looking for Chanter, so...
Ich.
Also Dora North, so we're not getting rid of that if we can avoid it. 5 is very likely safe.
Dong.
I should avoid going Suji because it's clearly not working. And dear God, did I just Dora free that? Yeah. Okay, well that undoes all my good work. Apparently my luck just extinguished itself with that one. Tetsuya does as well, actually, thinking on that, but... what am I setting north? Okay, that's fine. I'm not setting north, I'm setting west, of course, but I can get rid of that. Hatsu was still alive at that point, so no. But it would have obviously passed, but also the guy to my right was definitely playing some form of Chanter shenanigans. So I agree with what I did there, but it's unfortunate. Occasionally people will luck out of Norodura. Occasionally it'll even be me. I'm gonna hold off now.
Chi.
God damn you. Okay, there goes a pair of Hatsu.
Chi.
God darn it. I'm gonna stop getting him 7s. I don't particularly want to give him this either, but there we go. Okay, so I'm 1 away from Itsu Tenpai.
Ich.
Okay, that's a safe tile to get rid of. That advances Itsu here, so I might be reaching against this.
Pom. Sumo.
Self-drawn. Yeah, obvious on Itsu is obvious, but it's enough points to put him ahead of me, so that puts me into problem position. Okay, Easter start. We have 2 Dora in the opening hand, pair of 5s. It's doable. Downside is I have to worry about what songs are being played on my channel, because otherwise YouTube goes, "Oi, you, no, cut the audio," and they do. Like I said, I think they've only done it on 1 or 2 of my videos, but they do it in a really odd way. Okay, get rid of a pair of 6s. Either of those would actually be okay. Awesome. So it's going to be Tenhou, Dora 1. 3-sided weight. Or I get the pair weight on the 5 and the 8. Dora 2, actually, sorry. Tenhou Dora 3 is more than fine.
Riichi.
Okay, reach Tenhou Dora 3, Dora 2. Hoping it's Dora 3, of course, because Dora. Always nice. And it would be nice to get the Revenge 8 dot in a little bit from, say, somebody who thinks it's a Sudi trap.
Long.
Oh, we'll take that. Win off the player in 3rd. No order though, but enough for Mungan anyway. Okay, so that nicely means my dealer turn begins. And is looking okay. In fact, this is looking amazing. Dragon, Dora in the opening hand. I see nothing wrong with this. I'd like a bit more attached to the 8, but, you know. This is workable.
Home.
Yeah, dragon. We threaten dragon here if we're going to do this. Okay. The question is now, what can I get around this 5-8? I can get a pair of Dora. Okay, perfect. So now I can call anything and get Senpai. Preferably with 7, of course, but still. Toy, many Dora. Yeah, Hatsu Toy Dora is basically game winning at this point. If I were to pull that little thing off. Well, Whiteface, we're happy to have you here, and of course, any questions you feel free to ask, and somebody here will attempt to answer them. Even if it's just a tutorial of how not to play, as I've definitely been showing tonight. Oh, god damn it. Come on. I mean, the 7 would be fine. I could take a quick win here if the 7 came up. But if I can pair something. I've just drawn every dot tile except the one I want. And that's going to cause me some problems soon. Nice. Okay, Tenpai. Well, I'm going to take the Tenpai here. Hope the 7 comes up. And if not, we'll just marvel at Hatsu Dora 3. As dealer, this is a monster hand. When I said monster hand, it now is. Hatsu Sananko Dora 3 is potentially on here. Either of the 8s for glory. Yeah, we would. And that's made the 8 the outside tile. This is potentially busting out territory if he drops that 8.
相撲
God damn it! Well, that was about as well as that could have gone for me, in fairness, if I wasn't going to win it. Oh, that was a monster. Well, I'm not going to get the easy game win, I suppose, which is what that would have been had that have worked, but... But overall, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm accepting that I'm not going to get those all the time. But it's always nice when you do, because, as I say, that is probably game-winning from that stage. I'm going to set myself up for... I know I kind of limited my options a little here, but most of my stuff's close together, and I can easily probably try and kick the Tenhou. Unfortunately, I've now drawn that. What do I want for my pair? Don't know, but I'm going to do that for now. At that point, it wasn't guaranteed. I didn't have my Yaku set up, and it was still possible that it wasn't going to be Toy Toy. Overall, I'm not too... I don't think that was necessarily an error. Not at that point. It turned out to be because of game state, but, you know. For now, though, player in the lead is reaching, so I'm going to allow him to move up. Get rid of my 4s, see if the 2 goes along. I had a pair, but a pair isn't a guaranteed thing. And I've been caught with a pair of dragons and just hanging because somebody else has a pair of dragons. That deal in? That wasn't. South is Pline. I think player on my left has got something because he's been playing a very risky set of tiles recently, so...
Riichi
Okay, south, which is the last one. That's kind of predicted. He did have something.
相撲
In fact, he has a Riichi Sumo. Ubadora. And Pintu, so that is Mungan. Puts me in third. I'm 8,000 behind. I'm still well within reach. I have, of course... Alright, no worries. Have a good evening, sir. Let me know you want me to play, honestly. For those not in the know, he's actually sponsored my Patreon for a ridiculous amount of money. Ridiculous sum of money. So, you know, he is God here. In fact, he's promoted. It's a meaningless promotion, but he's got it anyway. Just means I have to ban him at some stage, because that is the tradition. Right, on to the game. It's an okay-ish hand, but I don't have any Dora. Have my pair set up, though. Yes, you get a screwdriver. Enjoy. You can also chuck people in timeout. I'd be able to like to have called that, but okay, we'll toss 7. Let's keep the pair we've currently got here. Hope to get a free. See if we can't develop Pinfu maybe down the lower end of the Manzi tiles.
リーチ
Failing that, we're going to play the 8 because it's safe. Keep the door in my hand and see what we can do to get around this. Please, no timeouts. The only person I'd usually put in timeout is Aegon. Yeah, I've got a pair of these, so we'll get rid of 1. If I draw the 3, that still gives me my 2 sets here, and I can still kind of advance the hand on a bit. Okay, we'll toss for 9s now. I'm kind of half folding here, but no. Aegon's just the person who says things that are troll worthy sometimes. I like Aegon, he's a good friend, but honestly, at some stage he's a troll. Okay, 7 and 9 again.
チ
He definitely deserves it. That's what I mean. Okay, 2 Hatsu have been played. I'm actually going to play another one, or he has another one in his hand. Either that or we're just playing a single one on the basis it's probably safe. Tudora! Okay, this is now almost an attackable hand now. Free dot is safe. If I were to get that free dot, would the 1-man pass? Does south pass, actually? Ooh. Yes, it does. Yeah, pay attention. Pay attention. Last draw, last discard. We know 4-pin's safe. I was the only person not in Tenpai from that, but sometimes that's the way it goes. And in balance, this isn't a bad hand to be starting with. Okay, well, that's for 9 for the moment. Keep my pair of 7 safe. I've got multiple pairs in this currently
Reach.
already. Oh, god darn it. Early reach. Two Dragon's been played. And I'm kind of of the opinion that it's got the 9s. At least for now. Other than that, we're probably going to ignore this and see if we can advance on regardless. He's the dealer. But he's not my immediate concern right now, and I have a safe tile anyway. So 5 is a double suity if it comes to it. But then again, I've got too many things that I want as pairs here. And not enough really development to make it toy-toy. 2 Hatsus have been played, so that's probably okay. Yeah, they're always waiting on something silly. Or it's the troll 1-pin wait from the first game, because that was just, you know. Okay. I don't have a lot that's definite. Actually, I've got my 1s for the moment. Six is likely, but it's not guaranteed yet, so I'm actually going to just fold at this point. And I've got the 2 free that comes up later. I've got 2 new safe tiles, so... Okay, so we're set for a bit. Frieza also passes. I'm not too far from Tenpai at this point now, actually. Would the 7 pass? It probably might, actually.
Home.
Okay, we have Tenpai. Neither the 7 or that actually passed yet, so they were both a bit risky. And I don't have a Yaku, but Tenpai at the end just ensures I have that 1,000 and I get that point, the points back I lost last round. Comparatively, though, still about the same. I still have a good chance of winning this, really. Okay, north to begin. Now, 10 past midnight. Is the time for my luck to arrive, surely now. Well, that's not looking bad. I need a few more triplets to develop here, or a couple of 4s. But it's definitely workable. Yeah, draw the 1, draw the 4. Toss that, Tenpai. If I get a 6 in the meantime, that would allow that swap to there. No, that's true. There's extra points on the board. I already got rid of my 6. So there's no point. I might have been worth keeping that, but it wouldn't have been able to develop that way unless I was lucky. And if I drew a 5, that would have caused me some issues. And God damn you, sir. Alright, that was risky after the reach, but it was a Suji, so... And a lot of the tiles in my hand are looking a little dodgy against that reach right now.
Sumo.
Okay, dealer Sumo. That does nothing but secure my position and put you probably closing in on out of range territory now. Well, I'm last dealer, actually, so out of range is a bit probably outside that. I am, however, going to go on the attack. I have a completed set, extra Dora. So 2 hands to just take the lead and try and build my way back to second is fine. I will go with that. All day long, I will go with that. 1 Hatsu's been played as well, so I have potential safe tile. I don't have a pair, which is always a bit dodgy when you do this, but I've got 3. In fact, a 6 would be lovely right now. Trade for 9 for the south. Could still make this 4-6, 4-5-6 Sanshiki. Okay, keep the pair of 7s just in case. That also helps me towards the Sanshiki, and there is the south. Okay, 1 down. I'm going to get rid of this just to... Well, it probably doesn't make too much difference at this stage, but... Since Sanshiki is now out because I drew the wrong side of it, but I get a Dora out of it. You know, extra Dora. That was dodgy. Four, 7, 3, 6.
Chi.
Okay, Tenpai waiting on the 4-6. 4-7.
Home. Sumo.
Sumo. Okay, red 5, Dora, and Sumo. Which puts me very close to toppling second. And this is obvious Honitsu. I have 2 completed sets already, so... Also have my set of Norths, which now is 3 completed sets. I now need to get some more Sozutars, preferably stuff that gets me towards that Itsu. Failing that, I will take 2 Dora and just get a hand together. I don't have a Yaku as of yet. This is the only downside. If I can pair up any of the loose tiles in my hand, this is golden. That is less than helpful right now. At least for the moment. It's nice to have the option of safe tiles, so I'm going to keep hold of them, but... But right now it's not helping. And Draconis is going to shout Khan in a moment. Okay, that progresses. So I'm now half a step closer to my Itsu, half a step closer to my Tenpai. Now is the time when I might want to consider it. Now is the time where I've considered it.
Each.
Now is the time I have really considered it, and the answer is no. Itsu.
Wrong.
Darn it. My possible Itsu was crushed. Alright, well that's probably written me out of a potential win here. And no, I was not Sakiing that one. Gunning for the win, but I wasn't Sakiing it. I probably should have reached, in all honesty. Well, I wasn't quite there yet, but...
Each.
Okay, here we have the early reach for this. So, waiting on the 5-man. Reach, Dora, 5-man. You don't have to tell me how good that hand was. It was my first actual Itsu Tenpai in quite some time.
Each.
Okay, my reach is looking a little limited right now, but... If you can discard a red 5, that'd be awesome. You can discard a red 5 too, I wouldn't mind.
Chi. Sumo.
Take the sumo though. So reach, Dora, sumo, Dora free. Hanneman, just what we needed coming into our dealer turn. We have 6,000 points to make up. We have 2 Easts in the opening hand. We have all of the luck. Oh, Egan, you're finally here. You're in timeout, sir. Thanks for joining us. It was Egan.
Home.
And this is looking good. I almost don't want the Honey. See if it comes up, but did not really want to play that. Of course, player across from me is rushing because he's 6,000 points there, but he has Dora free. We were, and he spammed about 4 messages, so... I don't need it. I really don't need it. Going for it anyway. East Honitsu. Shouldn't fall into last place, which is the important bit from this, so... Okay. Jong Age of a Jong. Okay, 1-4. Very nearly did not take that. Very nearly reached it, but that will do. That will do. Sumo Honitsu concealed is nearly a Mungan, but is enough to put me top. I end the night on 275, higher than where I started, which, you know, is sometimes important. It certainly is to me at times. So, I'm now 125 points away from ranking up. I'm closer to where I am started. All is good. All is good. No one can comprehend how to play this. I think Hagen said something along the lines of Zhongage and then started spamming the chat, so I decided, you know, it was a good enough excuse to just kill him. So, I'm going to call that stream for night. Thanks for joining me as always. I shall see you next time. I'm probably going to debate doing discussing the changes for the next one, but yeah, awesome win. We like our awesome wins. So guys, I will catch you all another stream. Until next time.